Well, good evening and welcome to Referee Corner here on IslandStats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basden. Joining me are Bermuda's present and future men in the middle on the sideline. We want to welcome Dash Bailey and Dustin Dunstan, Desar. Gentlemen, very happy New Year to you both. Um, I'm going to start this show by saying, we're going to also be joined by Isaiah O'Brien. Evening, Isaiah. I want to say to you guys, thank you, only because without your assistance of helping the Bermuda Football Association, we wouldn't be able to have football matches that we do have. Um, and I really want to congratulate you on taking up the mantle and doing that. But on to tonight, on to this evening. Dash,
Yes.
the man with the smile. Uh, let's talk a little bit about you. What got you into officiating um, out of the blue?
So I heard about reffing from a family friend, and I thought it would be nice to try. So after the first session, I decided it was going to be something that I would really like to do. And the coaches, like Mr. Williams, Mr. Francis, and the international and local coaches, really
Hmm.
made it exciting for me to start learning.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously, Mr. Desai, you've been doing it for quite some time. You still enjoy what you do when it comes to officiating?
Yeah, I do. I like it. I enjoy what I do, and yeah, I'm proud that I'm a ref.
What is the one thing you look forward to when doing a game, whether it be a youth game or a first division game or any type of game? What is something you look forward to?
I just look forward to just the whole experience. It's more about everything and uh everything combined, getting to the game, warm up, all of that. So that's what I enjoy and like about it.
And Isaiah, good evening. You're quite a busy fella in two sports representing Bermuda internationally in cricket and now and in the middle of matches as well as running the line. What's been the joy for you taking up this role of officiating?
The joy for me is really getting to apply the law of the game to football, and beyond that, it's really my papa, the late George Ryan Sr. He was a referee as well, and
Hmm.
he gave me some of his refereeing stuff and knowledge. So I'm glad that I could pass on his knowledge as well.
Yes. I knew your papa very well. We played together, played against each other. Very fond memories as well. So let's talk a little bit about you guys. Obviously, you're too young to play in the senior division, but you're not too young to officiate in the senior division. What's your thoughts on that, Mr. Desai?
I think that I mean it's there's kind of like levels to it in a way that refereeing I think is I don't know. It's that's a hard question.
Thought I'll give you that one. That's so Dash, when you're playing, are you also working on or trying to figure out when the referee blows the whistle? What is he blowing for? Are you assisting at times, or you just a player when you're playing?
So when I'm playing, sometimes I would understand what the ref's calling, but if I'm like looking at it from my angle as a
Hmm.
player, in my opinion, it didn't happen.
Hmm.
But as a referee, I gotta understand the refs' calls, and whatever the ref says goes. So
Well, yes, yes, yes. Isaiah, I'm glad because Dash just said something from his angle. A lot of people are always questioning referee assistants, even referees' calls, referee assistants for offsides or foul close to them, referees call for indirect whatever free kicks or whatever. How how important is it that you try to be in the best position, given the fact the ball's round and it could bounce anywhere, but you try to be in the best position to make the best call that you could make?
Um, I believe when you're in that position and you make the call, even if you're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
close enough so to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you're not close enough, then that could make the temperature of the game go up and the fans start going at you, the players, oh, you're not doing this right properly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you're close enough where you're able to see it, I think that helps your decision making as well. And it being three officials,
Right.
most games, that's a triangle where you
Mm-hmm.
see every point around the ball.
Okay.
When your communication comes in handy that we learn in the courses,
Mm-hmm.
assist.
I can tell you pay attention in the courses because you mentioned the triangle. Most coaches talk about triangles when you're playing, um, but triangles is a method of officiating as well. Um, Dash, we've had the privilege of having a World Cup referees assist in our program in Bermuda. You've had the opportunity to be around them and so forth. I know if per se if a Messi or a Ronaldo came to Bermuda, everybody will be flocking to the Clyde Best Center of Excellence to get the autograph. But they don't do it for the person that's been in the middle of a World Cup game and so forth. But what do these people mean to you when they're giving you advice?
um, most of my advice comes from my family, and I appreciate that.
Hmm.
And I just really appreciate them for supporting me for everything I do.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, got to keep making them proud. Yeah, yeah. Um, Dunstan, let's talk a little bit about who has been the biggest impressionist for you out of all the overseas officials that have been to Bermuda.
Probably Ismail El Fath.
Uh huh.
He was the fourth official for the World Cup final
Uh
in
huh.
2022. So he's somebody that I've met and somebody that I could look up to, and he's a exceptional referee, and
Mm,
it 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 shows the levels that these referees are at, refing the biggest games, and um the work that they put in to uh make the game go as fluent as possible. And the refereeing, it's a lot on the field, a lot off the field,
mm-hmm.
and it's a you have to bring that into a good blend and make sure that you do everything correct so you could have the best game that you can.
Yeah. Now he spent some time in Bermuda, and you, as you said, you got to meet him. Um, a lot of people have an impression of someone, and when they see them on television or they hear about them, but then they get to meet the person in person. Um, did he meet your expectations of being one to offer information to be able to be to sit next to and just have a conversation about officiating?
Yeah, he was I mean, most referees you could sit down and have a good conversation with them because it's same interest, and you do the same thing, so you could talk to them, and that's pretty much like what refereeing is about. You communicating with other referees, you meeting new people, and yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Isaiah, when you've been in over the Christmas, you was involved in some big matches. Getting to be an official in these big matches, do you take it on as if it is a big match, or do you take it as, okay, this is just another football game per se?
Mentally, I take it on as it's another football game that we got to show up and do the same thing, but just a little bit more tighter, because since it's a final, and like I said earlier, the temperatures of the game fluctuate, so it could be like really aggressive, and you got to be able to know, okay, now I have to call little balls, balls, or okay, I could play advantage more. So I take it as just a regular game, and then at like halftime and full time, that's when I take it in that this is a final, and because I the crowd.
Yeah. Dash. After being around the officiating part for quite some time, what are you struggling with?
Mainly, I'm struggling with, depending on if it was, let's use this for example, if it's too rough of a push or if it's just like too light of a muscle to be a foul. And if it's basically communicating with the referee in the middle just to tell him what I saw and just tell them what I think what I saw. So if it was a penalty, but the referee says it's not, I would try and build up the courage to talk to them and say, oh, I saw this, I saw that. So just really communication skills.
Sure. What about you, Dunstan? What are you struggling with?
I don't. Personally, I don't think I have many struggles with it. I kind of have to. I kind of have to. I. It's. How do I say it? I have to make. I have to do certain things better than. Like I have to do certain things better off the field, staying fit more, doing things at a higher level. And I think those are like my main struggles with the refereeing.
Okay. All right. Fair assessment. And you, Isaiah?
I don't. Well, when I'm reffing, I'm not too sure in what I do wrong, and that's why I like Mr. Lloyd Christopher's there, our assessor. He'll come in halftime and saying, "Oh, this is what you." He takes note of everything, your positioning from kickoff to halftime. So, but his main, like for me, it's just the little things that like only referees would know. That's that I'm struggling with. But other than that, there's nothing really too drastic.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you guys are aware Amari is now on the list, the FIFA list for a referee, which now gives us a team. I think you three are young enough to aspire to follow that same line. But having somebody that you've actually come in contact with on a regular basis, you've trained with, but knowing that they can actually now internationally be in the middle of a Nations League game, of a World Cup game. How does that make you feel and aspire to down the road? I'll start with you, Isaiah.
Them showing us that I take it as, okay, Bermudians can get that far.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're a small island or whatnot don't mean that we're trapped here. So I think for the refereeing, so they opened up a door for the younger generation to say, okay, they did it, I could do it, plus be better. So I really thank all them guys for showing us and dedicating their time to making us better, not only themselves.
Yeah. What about you, Dunstan?
I think I'm proud that they are doing big things for Bermuda, and they're people that we could look up to, and that when they ref, we could analyze and see what they're doing that I could take into my game. And it's the level that they ref at and how they conduct themselves is something that I could aspire to.
I'll say, and Dash.
I think it's a good push of motivation for myself and other referees looking up to Amari and the FIFA listed team. And I'm just glad that they were able to make it. And it shows the world that Bermudians can really make that big of a stage.
And for you, I know you guys talk a lot about your families and the support, but the support that Mr. Williams kind of gives you guys and the inspiration, what does that mean for you, Dash?
The support Mr. Williams gives me is constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to mess up at a game, because he was at one of my games a couple nights ago, and I was fourth official, and he was telling me, two coaches are standing up at the same time. Tell one of them to sit down. Some players are standing up. Some players don't have the same color Under Armour, and stuff like that.
Okay. And Dunstan?
Yes, Mr. Williams does a really good job with helping us as referees, and he does a lot of things like prepare our kits, making sure that we have the best trainers and days that we train, and just trying to get us to the highest level. And he puts a lot of work into this job, and I'm really thankful that he does that, because it helps us know that we need to keep working harder, so that we can perform at the level that he wants us to.
And Isaiah?
I believe Mr. Williams, the work that he does is a lot of behind the scenes work, and is the dirty work that. So you guys, a lot of people say they like all the kits that we referee in and warm up in, and some people may have not known, but I've been Harrington Summer where Mr. Williams taught me 6 years, and his like. As soon as I got out of that, I referee, so I'm known Mr. Williams practically my whole life.
Right.
And that role model that I actually really need, he holds me to a high standard that you could do this only if you actually try. Is just continuously pushing me to open new doors for me. So I really thank Mr. Williams from the bottom of my heart.
Now we've had some challenging weather over the last few weeks. How have you guys made out in the weather? And are you a winter person, especially when it comes to actually on the playing side? Are you okay with the winter weather, Dash? Playing, not officiating, playing.
Playing in the winter weather.
Yeah.
it feels amazing because yes, I'm running around, so it keeps my heart rate up, and the coolness just relaxes me when I'm playing, and it doesn't make me too stressed out when I'm in the heat and I'm dying of what thirst.
Wow. Let me ask you, what about officiating then?
Um, Officiating the winter,
Hmm.
it gets it's cooler than playing because I'm not making as sharp movements as I am playing
Hmm.
because I'm just running back and forth up the line. It's practically shuttles,
Right.
and it's not as shifty of movements.
Mm. Mm. What about you, Dunstan?
I think I like refereeing in all types of weather because it yeah, I like it cold because I start getting warmer, and then
Hmm.
when it's hot I just like too hot sometimes,
Right.
and then when it's raining I can't see, and then yeah, it's all types of uh uh things that I need to take into consideration when I ref.
Mm. And Isaiah?
Um, I don't play much football anymore, so I can't speak on the football part of it.
Hmm.
But for officiating in the code, I don't mind it as long as I'm in the middle.
Right.
But once you're on the line, the player's all the way down in the other half, and you're standing at the halfway line.
Uh-huh.
It's not great, and especially because all this wind on top of rain, and
Right.
it's already cold. So
Yeah.
we do our best to try and stay warm.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times, especially like you said, if the player's in the other half for quite a bit of time, and you're standing on the halfway line. Um, but let me ask you guys. Well, we have all these fields in Bermuda. What do you find most challenging when you're officiating either a running the line of a first division game or even being in the middle of a youth game? What do you find most challenging at a ground? You can go first, Dunstan.
Um, you kind of have to like know the field that you're officiating at. Sometimes when you're on the line, there's kind of some holes on the side because uh, a lot of people have run the line there,
Hmm.
and then with all the rain and stuff. And then sometimes you have smaller fields like a BFA field, so you might not run as much. And there's some fields that have some good locker rooms, and then others don't. And then so yeah.
Ah, okay. What about you, Isaiah?
Um, like Dunstan said, the main part is really know who you're officiating on, because some you might need metal studs or some you might need soft studs. Depending on most fields in Bermuda are actually like really hard,
Hmm.
so or it could be very slippery one day. Um, and the I like knowing which field I'm a referee at, so you know how to properly prepare. So, like Dunstan said as well, the shorter fields, you might, and especially BFA, you might not need your boots at all because how hard the
How hard the field is. Uh-huh. The AstroTurf.
or you could go down at Devonshire Rack and it's like soft where you need
Uh-huh.
your boots. So it's quite challenging in Bermuda
Hmm.
because of like the different weather types and how the weather plays a part of that day. And yeah, it's just complicated sometimes.
All right. And you, Mr. Bailey?
For me, it's the type of field and the type of surfaces that I'm playing on. So if it's rainy and I'm on a grassy field, or let's say Work Academy's field, it gets really muddy up there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm at BFA field, it's the pebbles are like sometimes would get in my eye from running,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mainly the size of the field. If it's a bigger field, you'll probably have to prepare for that day to like just relax that day, the day before, just so you can get your energy levels up. And if it's on a smaller field, you wouldn't have to use as much energy. And the locker rooms are key because if it's very rainy and cold outside, you want to be in a warm environment. So when you go into your locker rooms, you come back out back in the cold. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to congratulate all three of you because you guys have spoken well. You've represented yourselves, your families, and other youth referees and referees very, very well this evening. And I know because I know you all will continue to do so. Remember, there's a lot of eyes on you, and the job that you do, don't think it doesn't go unnoticed. It does go very well noticed, and you guys keep up the good work. Keep putting your hand up, keep striving in school, out of school, on the field, off the field. I want to encourage you to be the best you can be. Okay? All right. Thank you very much for joining, folks. We'll be back next week with another edition of Referee's Corner here on IslandStats.com. You done well, Dash.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Thank you. Have a good one.